anyone who's taking a look at a car around $17,000 new is probably comparing it against pre-owned cars as well, and that's probably a pretty intelligent thing to do. Sometimes you can buy a lot more of a 2-year-old car that's still going to be a great car for you than what a new car alternative would be. However, in the $17,000 new car price point, you're starting to compare against maybe $9,000 and $10,000 pre-owned cars to get a justifiable value, because with a pre-owned car, obviously you're going to have to factor in things like tires and brakes and maintenance, and the fact that it might or might not have any warranty left over. You might or might not have to purchase a warranty to get the same benefit as a new car. And so in this case, the all-new 2016 Scion IA, I think that this car is nice enough as a brand new car that it's going to be extremely challenging to get as nice pre-owned car for anywhere near this same kind of price. And so $17,000 or $17,500 as this one is equipped, this is actually a lot of car. It's a really nice car. Of course, it's under full factory warranty, and since it's a Scion, you even get your first 2 years of maintenance paid for. I'm going to pop the hood under this one. We're going to take a look at what propels this all-new Scion, actually built in partnership with Mazda. It has a 106 horsepower engine, 103 pound-feet of torque, and for those not aware, horsepower is what keeps you going after you go 0 to 60. Torque's what gets you from to 0 to 60. The low-end power is torque, high-end power is horsepower. Doesn't matter so much in this car because they're both numerically about the same. A lot of people will criticize this car and say, yeah, that 106 horsepower is less than some of its competitors, most notably from Chevrolet. It doesn't drive slow, though. There's no other way to say it. It actually drives well, and obviously a big store like this has pretty much every kind of car from every small car perspective that there is in the market. We take them in trade every single day. And I think that the one thing that jumps out at you on this car is it just feels a lot nicer than anything else under $20,000, not just at $17,000. It feels substantial, it feels modern, it feels nice, it feels well built. And it should. It's a great car that this shares with. This is the equivalent of the Mazda 2 if the Mazda 2 were available in a sedan. It's available in a hatchback. If you want a sedan, you get the Scion IA. Alloy wheels, that's part of the standard package. Another thing that jumps out at you are the tires. As silly as that sounds, these are Toyo Proxes tires. These are expensive tires. Normally on a down price car, you get down price tires. Not the case here. Inside, it's pretty nice. In fact, the way that this monitor is set up, it kind of reminds you of the Mercedes CLA. Nice stitching on the facade of the dashboard. It has the nice dial here for adjusting your stereo system and what's going on the monitor. And so it feels, again, like maybe an Audi A3, Audi A4, Mercedes CLA. It doesn't feel like a car that's cheap. It feels like a car that's nice but inexpensive. Small gauges in the front, but this kind of car, obviously, you're not so concerned about 0 to 60 times and making sure that your tachometer is doing whatever. You just want a car that feels good, drives nice, and is going to be reliable. The question is it going to be roomy enough, right? On a small car, that's going to be a big problem if you need some space. And so I'm 6 feet tall, 175 pounds, and I actually feel really good in this car. I feel like I have lots of shoulder room, lots of height, lots of headroom and everything like that. One thing I'd kill for on this car is an armrest, though. That's right off the bat, just the way that my arm drags down here. I just wish there was an armrest, and there isn't. But other than that, I feel really, really good. Now, again, it's a small car, so let's jump in the back seat and see what we're working with back here. Now, one of the nice things about this car is that the wheelbase is 101.5 inches. And so that's not giant, but it's not that small either. It's more compact as opposed to subcompact. And so this is going to have 2 to 3 more inches of rear leg room than pretty much any other small car that you're going to find. And so again, if I'm just sitting here casually, my knees touch the chair, but not in a way that's all that imposing. And again, I'm 6 feet tall. And so if you have smaller than 6 feet tall people, you're going to be in great shape. But honestly, I'm really comfortable, and I've got the seat pretty far back on the driver's seat. Let's take a look at the trunk and see if there's any room in there. It's got a power trunk release. Again, in the world of inexpensive cars, all these features start sounding like a more elaborate car or a higher priced car for certain. You've got your floor mats in the back. The trunk itself is 13.5 cubic feet, and so I hear people say in all the reviews, it's like, oh, again, its trunk is smaller than the other guys. It's like, what are you talking about? For usable space, this is huge. For a tiny car, I can't believe the trunk is as big as it is. I feel like I've got a family of 5. I could go to Costco and load up for bear, no problem at all. The seats are 60-40 folding rear seats. So many of these small cars don't have folding rear seats, and so this just adds to that. And so if I need a real cavernous space, just fold the seats down. In fact, I can fold the 60% side down and have somebody in the back and have more space than a lot of small sport utilities. Or fold the small side down and even put 2 people in the back. Taking a look at the passenger side, well, it looks really cool. I mean, it's a really nice car. I can't get over those expensive tires, alloy wheels, just as part of the standard package. Now, we're a one-price store, so don't be surprised if you go to a Scion dealer and you see one of these guys right here, the dreaded second sticker. And so what a second sticker is, listen, these cars are hard to get, so we're going to add $800, $900, $1,500 to the MSRP and start the conversation way up here, not down here at the $17,595 level. As a one-price store, we don't have the ability to negotiate, and so we go right off the price that's posted by the manufacturer, and then we discount it from there. And if you go on our website, then that discounted price is clearly posted right there, so you just show up and just take it home. There is no finance office or anything like that, like a traditional car dealership would have. I'm going to turn this car on. Let's take a listen to it. Now, some other goodies. Push button start. Again, in this price range, this is really great. But the safety advances are what really jump out at you on this car. This car has forward collision mitigation, and it actually has forward collision prevention. These are features that are only available on upscale versions of upscale cars. There is nothing in this category that's going to have that feature available to you. It's crazy. It has brake assist, electronic brake force distribution. Again, this is all heavyweight stuff. And so what it's doing is it's actually reading the speed of the gas pedal. So if I'm slamming on the brakes in an emergency situation, it's reacting to the speed of the pedal, and it's not even waiting for me to get all the way down to the ground. It's already giving maximum brake force right then and there, and it's seeking out which wheel could benefit from more brake force than any of the other wheels, and utilizing the anti-lock brake technology that it has to give you the quickest possible stopping distances in an emergency. And then if you're going 15 miles per hour or slower than that, that forward crash prevention, that works great too, especially for folks like us who live downtown in a metropolitan area. So many times people are jumping out on their skateboard or walking across the street, or you're driving through your neighborhood and the ball runs out and the kid's chasing it. You know, something that you couldn't possibly foresee, and at those slower speeds, this is just putting the car to a complete stop right then and there. I mean, it's really, really cool. This unit, if you want to add the navigation, you can add that as an extra cost feature, but you're not obligated to get it, but it's all set up for it when you're ready to go. It has a great stereo system. It's nice. I mean, it's got a really nice factory stereo system. And again, this is standard. This is just how it comes. It gets extraordinary gas mileage. You're enjoying mid-30s real-world gas mileage, well over 40 out on the open road with an automatic transmission. Actually gets better gas mileage in the automatic than it does with the manual. And also is going to enjoy better resale value too. Young people today, particularly, who are probably your target audience for this car as a second-hand type of car, they just don't drive manual shifts anymore. That's just no other way to say it. If it were me buying this car, and I'd be thrilled to buy this car, I think this is a really cool car, not just a cheap car, really nice car. I think I'd get it in the automatic transmission for sure. It drives really well. It's got plenty of pickup. It's quiet. You can barely hear the engine, even with the doors open and the camera pointed right at the motor right there. It's nice. I think you could do a whole lot worse than the new Scion IA. 2 years, 25,000 miles, free maintenance. And then here at Scion of Seattle, Toyota of Seattle, you also get a 7-year, 100,000 mile powertrain warranty for free. So pretty much as simple a decision I think that could ever be made on an inexpensive car. If you have any questions on this car, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. My name's Joe Tunney. I'm the pre-owned director of both our Toyota and Scion dealership and our Honda dealership as well here in downtown Seattle. And you can reach me anytime at joet@hondaofseattle.com. Is the sincerest form of flattery.